Give me some. Give me some.
No, mister, that's why I told you to not coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, very welcome to the workshop today. I hope each of you have your own coffee. You will need it today. That's one of the prerequisites to pass this workshop. First of all, I don't like being quiet. I want you to interact with me, interrupt me where you see. So first to begin, round of applause for yourself. Thank you. Today I want to take you to my own world. I want to hypnotize you. I want to introduce you to the reality, to the new dimension. The world of virtual reality and augmented reality. My name is Salman. I'm representing a startup company as in QSTP, Qatar Science and Technology Park. It's a very beautiful place. I don't want to make you feel jealous. It's fabulous. Let me take you to the childhood today. How many of you by hand remember this animation?
My kids watch.
Oh, cool. You're not that old. Bravo. Who can tell me what is it about? Anyone? Any volunteer? What is it about? Anyone? The story? Anything? Ali, you want to say it?
Pokemon.
Digimon? Excellent. Anything? Okay, perfect. That's Arabic translation. Thank you.
It includes a kid and
Bravo. The story is a group of high school kids. They are interested in science and their computer. They discover a new world. It's a virtual world. Through their computer in their high school lab, they enter completely a new world. That's why I brought this one, because today it became a reality. You can travel to the virtual world. The beauty of this one, because I'm a fan of animation, till today I watch Naruto, like Dragon Ball. Who watches animations here? No one? Bro. I love this person. Basically, at the middle of the story, it was published in the year 2000. The virtual world meets the real world. It's called mixed reality these days. Today, it became reality. It was published on the year 2000. The first concept, which is a virtual reality. This animation also was about virtual reality. What does it mean, this concept? Many of you think virtual reality means a headset. That's it. It's obviously, that's a reality which mixed with virtual. You are immersed within the virtual world through some goggles, some goggles. It's completely a new dimension, a new world. It could be gaming. It could be walking into artificial environment. It could be a 360 video. The camera you are seeing here today, you are capturing 360 video of the event. So if you have one of these cardboards on your face, you can be in this room whenever you like. So why I said you need to be sharp today, we are going to have a competition. At the end of today, we are going to have to give you some prizes, virtual reality headsets. Let me show it to you a bit. That's the VR headset, guys. Wow. So I need you to be focused. That's of course not that high quality, but it's a great one to enjoy what does it mean virtual reality. The second part of animation, where the reality meets virtual. When the boys goes to the virtual world for some evil forces, they come to the real world. Today, that's happening. That's a reality. It becomes reality. This technology, we call it augmented reality. In virtual reality, it's completely new dimension. It's artificial, generated by the computer. But this one is like an Iron Man. How many of you seen Iron Man?
yeah.
Bro, the Iron Man is like surrounded by some 3D information. That's it. That's called augmented reality. In Arabic, I guess, waqad ma'aziz. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is used in different industries, like in gaming, entertainment, education specifically, the topic of today. Many brands, including like IKEA, they have already adopted this technology. Any questions? I can see hands. Okay.
Recognize the Pokemon game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, IKEA, they have adopted such technology for the business. The famous one, Pokemon Go. Anybody played it? So what does it mean, augmented reality? You have the application on your cell phone. It opens the camera. I'm going to show you some demos. It overlays some information. For instance, if I like detect this guy, it's going to tell me who is this guy. Literally, I can play a football on this table. And the third one, like in Qatar it happened, Vodafone Qatar, they have adopted augmented reality and we have done it for them. It was a campaign 2 months ago, like they had their own advertisements on the street, in the mall, and when you scan it, you could see some information, some videos, some robots, or these kind of things going around. I'll be showing you some video about VR, AR, what is it. I hope you're going to have a glimpse what does it mean to AR and VR, because we need it for the rest of workshops, because we are going to talk about education and augmented reality. So, after this video, if you have any questions, any comments, if you don't understand any point, please ask.
Not too long ago, even the smartest people, scholars, scientists, and sages, could only go by what they saw with their own eyes. But when the telescope came along, a new world came into focus. Today, there are 2 game changers that like to tell us. Not too long ago, even the smartest people, scholars, scientists, and sages, could only go by what they saw with their own eyes. But when the telescope came along, a new world came into focus. Today, there are 2 game changers that, like the telescope, are transforming the bounds of research, exploration, and imagination. They're called virtual and augmented reality. Now, here's how they're different. With virtual reality, you wear a pair of goggles that covers your entire field of view, immersing you in an imagined or replicated world. Augmented reality uses glasses or a screen to superimpose digital images and information over what you're seeing in the real world. And here's the deal. Over the next decade, VR and AR are primed to be the next big things in computing technology. How big? We're talking potential for $95 billion in hardware and software sales by 2025. And the buyers won't all be die-hard video gamers. For example, 8 million doctors and EMTs worldwide could use virtual and augmented reality for everything from medical procedures to virtual visits to treating patients with anxiety disorders. And 200 million primary and secondary school students in developed countries could use these technologies to take virtual field trips and interact with objects in a 3D environment. At their best, VR and AR will revolutionize computer interaction, making it even more intuitive and collaborative than it is today. This is the pulse of technology you need to see with your own eyes.
So far, any question about VR, AR? Do you understand what's the difference between the 2 concepts?
Not really.
Not really. So any specific questions?
Yeah, for the virtual reality, you said so you use the goggles, and
Sure.
for the AR, it's through the scanning,
Bro,
scanning the environment and
smart
getting,
guys, okay. We have different devices for this one. The fastest one is your smartphone.
Yeah.
You download the application on the smartphone. Through using the camera of your smartphone, you can immerse in augmented reality. And after 2 slides, I'm going to show you some real demo. You could see what does it mean, augmented reality.
Okay, it means we are part of the environment.
Exactly.
This is the augmented. So you augment through your participation in the scan world.
Yeah,
around
bro.
Okay.
It's an overlay of digital information in your real world. Could be an information on the table, information of the person, but extra information of the gadget you are scanning.
Okay.
So
So
that's
then
it.
we are active in the augmented reality.
She's a smart one. Bro, it is. Talking further about it, how many of you think technology can change the way we think, the way we memorize, and the way we learn?
Of course it does.
Bro, augmented reality is the biggest chunk of it. When we are talking about STEM and education, we are trying to engage all type of learners we are having. Basically, we have 4 types of learners: audio, visual, kinetic, writing, and reading. Those people who are mostly about visual, they can imagine very well. Those who they have auditory, reading, or writing, they can memorize well. The 4th one, they learn in kinetic. So the biggest challenge in education so far, how to involve and engage all these 4 types of learners. So far what you could see, about AR and VR, and what you will see further, I'm going to ensure that using something called augmented reality, it can stick in your mind better and in a longer way. Let's have some imagination with each other now. We are in the classroom. What if I tell you, you yourself being your 3rd grade self, where you are learning about Mayan civilization. You have a book in front of you. What if I tell you, you could see the civilization in front of you in a 3D shape? We can explore depths of an ocean while you are being in a class. You can walk with dinosaur. You are being in a class with your smartphone. Nothing more. That's the power of augmented reality. Our brain is so unique. We have evolved to think and store memory in 3 dimensions. When we read something in a screen or on a paper, it's 2D. Our brain is to tend to translate it into 3D, so that's extra effort. When we are using augmented reality, it's going to affect 3 things: learning, remembering, and decision-making process. What does it mean? Many of you might have the question, how come? Why augmented reality has such power? We agree that anything is related to visual is going to help us to remember something in a better and faster way. Now we have done a small demo in augmented reality for chemistry. Any chemistry teachers here? Chemistry? Okay, you can help me how does it work then. Okay, here we go. So basically in any AR application, you need to first download the application on the phone. We have developed our own application. Some of you asked me how it is made, this augmented reality. It's just pure programming, mathematics and physics. Open the application. I have these barcodes. It could be a book. It could be anything. It's 3D. It could be a piece of, the water. It could be anything. We have decoded in such a way it's going to give us extra information. As I said, overlaid information. Let's see. The first barcode, you see. It's normal barcode. When I scan it through the mobile phone, I see the 3rd part information. Who can help me? What is it? I don't know. Bro. Next one. Oxygen. So it's a barcode. Through the mobile phone, you can see the oxygen. Now, this could be a book talking about solar eclipse, talking about the solar system. You could interact, you could travel between the space. Let's do extra. What's the power of augmented reality? Why you can remember better, why you can decide better, why you can learn faster. Let us do an example. We have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Who can help me? What is it?
H2O.
Bro, let's react them together. H2O gets created. Even, that's a barcode. Now, when I tap on it, it becomes a real water. Now, further, the limitation is not here. There's not limitation. You can take the process further. You can have your own laboratory here. By magic, this has become cesium. What happens when you react cesium with water? Any glimpse, any hints? Explosions. When you react cesium with water, an explosion happens. Let's see if really an explosion happens. That's augmented reality. That's an example of augmented reality. What can it do? Let me go back to the... So far, any question about augmented reality?
Question. Excuse me, but this is AI tools. What I can print it from?
Okay, this we have developed it in our own laboratory. It could be books you are using to teach your students. Whatever book it is, like it doesn't matter. STEM, art, history, like you're talking about museum, doesn't matter. Give me a subject, for instance. What you're teaching?
Mathematics.
Mathematics, bro. We are going to have scenarios, examples of mathematics. One of the characteristics of augmented reality, imagination. It gives you shapes in 3D. It's already 3D. You don't need to translate it from 2D to 3D. So you can have a better understanding of the shape, faster understanding. In the next slides, I'm going to show you more examples how it can be used within mathematics, such a tool.
Okay.
What's the name of the app you're using?
Sorry?
The name of the app you're using on your phone?
It's our own local application. It doesn't exist on there. We have developed this one in our labs. Yeah, literally.
Just to make a point, that 2D to 3D, when the brain is working, some people say that that gives power to the brain. Do you understand?
True.
So some can argue that you're making people.
Yeah, you're canceling that old imagination.
Yeah, true. It might kill some of the imagination. But it is an argument, true. I'm not in the position to tell you which one is wrong or correct. But let me assure you that we have been talking to different teachers. It's not going to replace teachers. It's not going to replace your lab. It's not going to replace books. No, it's going to be a tool to help you and students to teach better and learn better. It's not going to be applicable for all the subjects. In mathematics, you don't need everything in mathematics, even physics. Something requires extra imagination that's really hard. You think, according to experience, it's hard for the students to understand. You can use augmented reality. If it's basic thing, it's going to be waste of time, waste of money, and waste of efforts. So, any other questions? Okay. Talking about the first scenario, mathematics. How it can help into mathematics. In mathematics and geometry, we are dealing with regardless of the equations, the boring equations we are dealing with, but when it comes to imagining of the volume and the shapes, you could see an example of augmented reality. It's showing things into 3D. You can react it, you can interact, you can be engaged. So as we said, we have 4 types of learners, and engage all these type of learners. So of course, it's going to be more effective. You can decide better, you can learn faster, you can memorize in a better way as well. But let me show you a small video how augmented reality can help in mathematics. It doesn't have sound. Basically, it's a normal book, mathematics. There's a problem to solve the angles or something like that. So instead of going to YouTube, all this kind of thing, you scan that problem. It's going to solve it for you step by step, one by one. Again, it's not something going to replace teacher. Teachers can make the content, can make the video, and then transform it to augmented reality using third-party companies. As you could see, it's really step by step. It was an animation. You can embed pictures, you can embed videos, you can embed 3D characters. If you are talking about history, we can bring these things alive in the book. You can make characters, talk to kids, talk to students. But it's really immersive technology if it's used and developed in a correct way. For as Omnia said, delivery channel, you are not limited to anything. All of us these days, we have a smartphone. It's enough for you to have a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, your laptop, your computer, anything has a camera, you can use augmented reality with. So you're not limited with anything, literally, when it comes to this technology. Since it is about STEM, so I have limited it to STEM examples. It could be really more unfolded than STEMs. The next scenario which you can tackle, physics. I failed this subject once in the university, physics too actually. It needs a lot of imagination. When it comes to electromagnetics especially, oh my goodness, it's not really easy. Imagine we have these things, smaller than this. It can be charges, positive, negative charges. As we did here, what happens when we bring them nearby or just make them further away? What's the effect on these charges? It can really help a lot in these examples, and there are many more examples. By end of the session, when we finish, we have an activity. We are going to group you according to the subjects you are teaching or random thing. We are going to have winners and we are going to have a prize. So whatever you learn about augmented reality, you are invited to join that hands-on activity, come up with the problem, come up with the scenario and solution. How you would like to make it in your classroom. The winners will get prize and we promise you whatever you come up with, we are going to make you as a test and demo to be tested with your students. Chemistry is one of the great examples. I just showed you a live example of chemistry. How the bounce happens, what happens in atomic level. What happens, for instance, when I showed you this example, if you show it to any kids, they will know, okay, hydrogen has 1 electron. Oxygen has 6 electrons. So they would easily memorize this one. I guess you're not going to forget it. Next time anyone asks you what happens when cesium reacts with water, an explosion happens. Because you already saw it. An extra added value when you do it by your own hand. So that's a really benefit out of augmented reality. Medicine. Anatomy of human being. When you are studying about heart, it's written in 2D in your book. Now imagine it using your smartphone, you scan it, the heart comes alive, 3D in front of you. You just don't see it, you interact with it, you can zoom in, you can travel inside the heart to see the veins, the small little things, the small little information. The other part of anatomy, human skeleton, traveling to brain. Sometimes it's hard, all those terminologies, what's going on, hard to imagine. So these tools, to some extent it's agreed, kills the imagination, but not all the time you can imagine correctly. Not in all the subjects. Sometimes you really need a tool to help you. And as a teachers, for instance, physics teachers, they bring tools to help students imagine. Of course, does it kill imagination? No. That's a better tool. So it shall not be spoil a student. No, it should be a tool, make them more powerful in terms of learning. The presentation about AR, VR ends here. Now for the next a couple of minutes, for 30 minutes, we are going to group you guys. Well, you might not, even you understand one word, that's enough for me. So you want to make sure you have our own people. Yassam, Ahmed, Ali are going to sit with you. We are going to make sure you have understood AR and VR correctly. So you're going to come up. I know you have a lot of ideas in your mind, how you can use it. You have tons of valuable experience, and you want to use your experience because we are not exposed in education a lot. We have talked to limited people, and we want to know seriously, is it going to be something helpful? If it's going to be helpful, we are going to implement it with the school, test it. That's what we are seeking for. So now we are going to group you according to your subjects, random of course. So you come up with a problem. You agree with, brainstorm. So that's the aim of it. Come up with a solution for that problem. And tell us why it is unique, why it needs to be implemented. For instance, it's according to your experience, you see, okay, this subject, this part, it is really hard for students, many students did not understand. Do it. Build on a scenario, a complete proposal. Then at the end of the day, everyone, from each group, one person comes to pitch here for 5 minutes. And the winner of the group will have with us the prize, VR headset. With a VR headset, you can watch 360 videos. You can have game, roller coaster games, whatever VR game it is. So now, we are going to group you according to numbers.
Can you tell us what are the topics of the scenario? So exactly, what should we do? What should the scenario represent?
Yeah. That was our point of discussion with my friend as well.
Okay.
If you limit you are going to kill your imagination. So we don't want to kill your imagination. You already know VR, AR. You guys are teachers. You have been teaching since a long time. You know what's the problem. You know what's the existing problem. And now you know what's augmented reality. So you can link them between your experience. You might have different experiences here.
I need more positions.
Okay, for instance, I gave you 3 scenarios, right? For instance, say chemistry. In chemistry, one of
No,
the...
I understood that, but I need to know what do you need us exactly to give you as an outcome scenario. What are you, since you are going to look for a winner, and you are going to judge us, so you need more precision. You are going to assess them.
Right. True, yeah. So it's going to be basically, first you have augmented reality, right? The criteria is like everybody is going to judge here. It's for fun.
Okay.
It is something for fun. Nothing that serious. But at the same time, you want to use your own experience as well here. So anyone has a question?
When we have to come up with a program,
Yes, exactly.
in our classroom,
Yeah.
then we try to solve it with
Yeah. Our friends are going to help you. If you have any question about AR, if you have not understand AR, so they are with you, they are going to help you.
You know this application?
Which one?
Yes, sir.
I can explain to you how this will work, literally. So guys,
You go languages. I don't think any more languages. You just stay in our group. Yeah? So we have to find a table.
No, we are not done. Let's continue. We're going to have the hands. Yes, stay on. So guys, can I have your attention, please? Just 1 minute. So we are going to group you now according to your comfort zone. We'll give you numbers. According to that numbers, you are going to sit with each other. Are you cool? Cool. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember your numbers. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. 1, 2, 3, Omnia, 4, 5. Remember your numbers. Number 1. So guys, do you remember your numbers? Perfect. Number 1, I want to have them here. Number 1 here. Number 2 here. 3 in the middle. 4 in the corner. 5 left here.
I just wanted to clarify one point. Yes. Some English teachers. So far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. That's 4. That's 3. Yeah.
I want you to highlight that actually there are nothing behind it. There's nothing because some of them they feel lost.
Okay. So guys, I heard there are some non-STEM teachers as well here. That's totally fine. That's all right. If you're an English teacher, literature teacher, again, it can help you. Like the idea here to brainstorm between each other. And again, if you don't know augmented reality, we are here. We can help you. Just brainstorm, have fun. That's a chill. Like share your problem. Share what kind of problem you have.
Develop a consensus that on what idea you're going to work with. You have different groups of people, different people who belong to different backgrounds. Talk to them about how you can transform augmented reality into your specific field. And then come up with the unified idea and develop the idea. It can be from the kindergarten, from the high school, from whatever. You know your fields, you know everything. The purpose of getting you out of your comfort zone is that you can talk to each other about what you are feeling about the augmented reality related to your specific field. And then come up with one idea which explains what you want to do.
You have markers and papers.
Everybody.
Write down as a presentation. When you come here, we want you like high school kids. Explain. Literally.
to deal with using with the VR. We're EFL, English language. Of water. My name is Shafik. I'm a math teacher.
Simple. About the
Honestly speaking, this doesn't make sense.
Yes, according to, okay, the problem of the story, why is the problem? Is from your personal story, but as a student or as a teacher, so that's how it's usually like business ideas.
sorry to interrupt you. I've written it there. I'll come back.
So you don't have
understand the problem of people can see more using augmented reality. So they maybe they understand the problem they can think more than with the aid of augmented reality. These experienced teachers are saying problematic area. So this is a big problem amongst teachers.
The real problem might be, for instance, students are lost. They cannot each of them. You might have a shortage in elements within the laboratory. If you're talking about uranium, you don't have it in the lab. Some hazards, some dangerous materials, you don't have it. You don't have access to it. I said it's a beautiful augmented reality. They're willing to live the experience of dangerous materials, which are being exposed. So you have to think English. Where it says, the second line, I can speak all languages like my mother tongue. That's strange when I'm talking in Arabic. I translate the Persian to Arabic. When I talk English, I think directly what type of so I can think of, for instance, when you say jungle in AR, when you have the word jungle, it's trying to make
this one.
to all the kids to better understand.
Now we have to basically think about how can this technology, augmented reality. Okay, so we're looking at with a book, and then we're going to do the same thing like I said, right? Reading text. We have the same we have text, reading text. You put the goggles on your eye, search parts, and
They can see and something significant those who are using like it is significant less mistakes compared to teach more because so you can think I know basically
any textbooks that we have, especially the problematic community that we have, and it can assist. One thing I think is this, right?
let me give you another example.
First, we have to explain why we have experienced teachers. They find that students have a problem with this. That you made, the non-native speakers, so they can't understand the text. We got student presentation like that. Something technical. Yeah, I think that's the idea.
Sometimes you have sample items, right? Scan it, literally touch. The key thing is you can tell
when we say, for example, so it's good to augmented reality just show that it's
That's general. That's what that's something generic or everyone's. That's the marker. I gotta write down the paper, then transfer it here.
Give structure to the presentation. Just wait, just put that first point. Non-neighbors to love even if this helps them to understand. It's going to be basically this way, augmented reality.
That's too artistic for me.
Augmented reality with the text. Augmented reality.
This camera, anyone in the world has a link.
With the science text.
Exactly. Now, like after this one finished, we go outside. I'll show you through the slide.
They're asking you to tell them why you want to buy it.
Why talk about it? Thank you so much. Love it now. I love
I'm writing a book for you.
Don't think about it. Find the camera. Find the camera. You have to hold and drag. Find the camera.
With the science textbook, the experienced teachers over here, they said that most students
Is it too hard? Come on, think. It is a 360. It's at your left. It's at your left. It's at your left. Yes, that's it. Quite a while. Quite a while. live stream in the classroom, only the parents will link to the parents in the classroom, how they interact with the grade, how the teachers so when you do that,
so now that we told this she's an expert.
I love kids, that's why. The one with the standard
No, that's the what they're for. We told the principal that we got to let's see what we have in common. We can develop, share the
subjects per subject.
Because it's about because that's one of the first videos was in January. Augmented reality. Talking about labs, some non-existent equipment, that's about you managing something about you can experiment with AR, have devices, they have so it's like four groups of two groups, those who are having augmented reality. They then place visually. So if I'm giving you something, you are the exactly. The real law. So the thing we're talking, but the makes sense. They tell us from where we're yeah? The winners, yes, are going to take part. Let's talk. Yes, this is a block now. Stop small. Can you also start? About English, how much so for me, I can speak first when I come to Arabic. That's the great you see the word jungle, you scan it, you see jungle. You don't need to translate it to your brain to another language. So the picture is counting the picture of jungle.
When you are talking about the language, yes. When you are talking about language, so guys, you are in a good time. Take your time, there is still time. Which one? 10:30.
No more teachers, now they have AI. You know AI? It doesn't have robots. I don't see that. No, but even AI robot. And that 2D to 3D, that's the so right could. Right could. Waiting for that now. Because kids love this. that's the brainstorming. This is the conclusion. And then the last conclusion so see that bit there? Draw one axis. No, but that's
that people say, I want animated music. How will I create it? I use my what I do about let's say I take my picture and I want to try out music. Of course, that is the any issue point of view of augmented reality. Augmented reality, what it does is it's virtual reality. Try to, put it on maybe you see characters, maybe you see other things that
Table number 5, table number 1, oh, table number 2 is done. We're still waiting for the rest of the round. And they were playing with cards that we need to show you the cards for
no, we will finish.
I was there.
Yeah, we're just waiting now. Yeah, that might be a problem. We're focused on one idea.
The limitation because the context is strong inside the classroom. I have to move.
Exactly.
Yes. For example, let me ask you, can I ask you something? Like 8 years old, he's only come to tell you. He's really know more than you in the class. Let's be honest. Unless if you have an IQ in your background, they are smart. They are smart. I have my own brother. He's 5 years old. He's not. We need grammar technology. Yes. Imagine using the tool they learned from education. He loves this style. He loves this iPad. He loves this already. Using this platform in a way that he does not understand. For example, can I choose them? Yeah, I'm not explaining.
Of course.
Come on.
It's fun, but to make sure you understand AR, you understand. Next time you understand to talk to your students. By the way, what I showed you. Life is not about winning or losing. By the way, maybe structural changes in mathematics and physics. Such an application. First, we have first that's image detection. So what is image binary? It's 1 and 0. You have a lot of drills, equations, mathematics, you have to encode pixel by pixel. Pixel, what's a pixel? It's just an array of matches. So you go through the study, just mathematics, and then you encode the picture. And then you want to make sure that's stable, it doesn't shake. Again, there's a filter called counter filter. Second partial derivative, I guess. Yeah, that one. Go to mathematics. So that's mathematics. You love math, that's mathematics. So that's application. You can explain it to your students. If my teachers would explain to me, I would feel like, hey, students now. Yeah,
So, just to recap really quick, what is the problem? How you want to do it with the students? Then we come here, you're going to show it, and you get the results. Don't be so patient.
So I think you guys are expert in AR and VR. So you are over. So are you cool guys? Have you came up with a problem? Think as a kid. Okay, think as a kid. It's the first elementary kid. What would you do with augmented reality if you had augmented reality? The application is
I would like to explore the math behind standard football. How the football was created.
So let's say imagination. Bring it to us.
Or if I happen to see a lot of polyhedrons, how which one is going to be concentrated standard football? So which one of these would be feel free. Right? Octahedron and so on. Which one would make sense? So
We need the other
and I would try to see my augmented reality. When I put on the polyhedron on the point to show me which one is turning to a standard football. Not only it's another. And one different on a big cube.
That's
It's a rapid dance on the table. That's a birthday gift for you. See, like, what? Yes, see, like the Snapchat. Exactly, literally, like, that's how you create your own fireworks, like, happy birthday, X, Y, Z. It's a fun firework. So don't be hopeless. Have a lot of time. What you have to come up with? Okay. No, that's cool. Bro, for instance, I speak Arabic and French. Okay, when you are speaking in English, do you think you're right? For instance, me, numbers. I can't think numbers in Arabic. I say the person, numbers, I have to say. Thank you. See, now what happens is you see the word junk. You scan it, you see junk. Guys, junk. Not necessarily.
Even you just showed the birthday. Isn't that the virtual reality?
No, it's a minute. It's like opposite. Imagine I have something like this. A rapid number with a box of scales.
You are the one. Yeah, like you have.
I made the copies. Okay, that's augmented reality.
Something real video.
It depends on because you're making it different for instance, speaking.
Augmented, you bring
Sorry guys, may I have your attention please?
Come on, Salman, you cannot steal the show.
We have 5 more minutes to eggs. 5 more minutes. 5 minutes.
in the environment where we were at that time.
This imagination you guys, like to them in virtual reality. I'll drop the example.
Guys, continue this one. That's great. This one is great. He has a lot of things in his mind. You can really see it. Just bring it up. Bring it up.
They learn, same time, and we're going on. But then they need to skill.
She won 5 sessions.
I think we need to focus on this though.
That's making 5 sessions.
That's
See, they asked for the red hat.
So you now are the expert of AI. So now, choose a name for yourself. And who will present? And who will present? Fine. Decide who is right?
Yeah, I know, but then what is that?
Or you could just send
Yeah, but isn't that it? I don't understand how that okay,
I could do something. I could do something. I don't know. It could be like objective value time. Was the break piece ever was the challenging learning. Then you could ask them a question and everybody will be asking. Just depends on how you use it. It's very personalized. It's 360.
That's why you're
We broadcast live for about 1 hour before the event.
So you're here?
Yeah, exploring.
Who's presenting? All the ladies. So who's going to present? Guys.
How they ended up with the football? Where does it come from? What
Decided who's presenting?
so the football didn't just have to have
I hope not all of them.
yeah, now they're going to
Where to look for your guys, 6 more minutes, no more discounts. You're finished, guys?
Come on. Problem with the actual
So good.
as a tool. Let's make it so we don't
So, who is ready? First group.
Here, I want to.
First group is presenting. Hello guys, round of applause.
Welcome to our presentation. We were given a scenario to deal with, so we brainstormed, which you normally do in the beginning, right?
Yes.
Yes? So we came up with a few problems. We had some English teachers, some science teachers, and a coordinator. So we decided to go with a science problem because we felt that the AR is best used in this type of problem. Do you want to go on to explain about what problem we chose?
This is a picture of a traditional book. All of us, we have books. But we stress on science because science sometimes, not sometimes, always deal with the abstract topics. For example, the circulatory system, the digestive system, the excretory system. If we kept the whole day, I believe, explaining what are the organs and what are the function of every system, they won't understand. Well, at the end, they will do well in the exam because they are memorizing. Later on, it will not stick in their long memory, it will go by time. So we decided to stress on science.
That's right.
Okay.
Also, we wanted to highlight that the idea behind the VR and the AR, as the lady clearly mentioned, is that not only to deal with abstract concepts, but also to deal with, as the instructor earlier had mentioned, with particular problems that we face on a day-to-day basis when we're teaching in our schools in institutes and so on and so forth. I.e., for example, time management issues. Maybe we can utilize that to try to, keep track of that. For example, homeworks, motivation, keeping the interest, and so on and so forth. If you want to go to the next slide.
Okay, for the circulatory system, as we know, it's hard. So there are lots of arteries and veins, and we are aware that oxygens come out. It's such a complicated system. So for that, I think this instrument is the best one. That's why we have jotted down some positive and the negative parts. So please.
Yeah, so effectively, we were thinking about the same thing, where a student will come in, will open the textbook, the problem pages that they're having with this particular, with the heart, you could use the AR on that particular problem and it would come alive. It would show the whole system of the body using the AR.
Means a step-by-step explanation. For example, like he wants to understand about the anatomy of the heart. So first let him read with the book, and that only the anatomy of the heart will come. Then with the arteries, then with the veins, how the oxygen is coming, how it's going out, all step by step with this.
The main issue also, most of the schools here, we are dealing with non-native students. This is the most important issue. I believe that system will help non-native students to understand everything. Even when they go home, most of the parents, they are unable to help their student. So, no need for parents to struggle in teaching their student. They can understand the concept very easily. Negative points.
Yeah, so we touched on some of the negatives as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Amar wants to explain a few of those, or someone else. Yeah. Maybe we spoke about cost.
Yeah.
We spoke about support and training. How are teachers going to use this technology? It's hard enough for some teachers to even use a computer these days. We're talking about preparation time, like you mentioned. It could take 2 weeks to prepare some material. The main thing is social skills. These days, I feel like checking my phone right now. I'm addicted to my phone, right? So once the students are with that, it's hard to interact with human beings. But apart from all these negatives, we believe that the positives override if the teachers take control of the technology and use it in a positive way. We finally go to our conclusion.
Wait, I want to stress one
Sorry,
more.
yeah, go ahead.
All of us, we believe in cooperative learning, and we are applying that in our classrooms. And for example, in every session in our school, we divide students into groups. So, some of the negative points, excuse me, we believe students will not interact with each other, like what we did. We worked together, our team, to find this solution, and we put the step. When we use this system, maybe the social interaction will be less between students. One of the points that we might feel is...
But...
30 seconds.
But...
30 seconds.
But
we believe that, that this technology can bring the globe at a child's fingertips. And so we conclude with that.
Okay, this is the summary. What's our grade?
So guys, you judge. You'll be the judge, alright? Group number 2. By applies. If you think they're really good, apply high. Alright? So, remember it at the end. At the end, we are going to count the applause. Alright?
Since they finished the first, I would like to invite those guys.
Group 5.
Group 5, come on.
For your sheets, good job, guys.
Sorry, it's
No problem. As far as we're this time.
okay. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for my English because I'm French and I have nothing to do with English. I'm going to do my best. Yes.
You guys hearing her? No. Okay.
Okay, I will do my best. We all work in teaching, and we know that the best way for the kids to remember the things is to learn in context. So learning in context is a free risk on environment if we use the VR. Why? Because the kids, the child, will get into a safe place where he can talk. So we will, for shy kids, for example, it will be easy for the engagement, for the motivation. Imagine, for example, we started with the idea of the teaching in languages, okay? So when we want to teach language, we have a big problem with the kids when we want them to play gaming roles. We ask them, for example, the instruction will be, you go to a supermarket or you go to a store and you have to buy. The objective here is to let the kids ask for questions and ask for objects, quantities, etc. This can be used too in mathematics. She will talk to you about this later. So what we thought about is, how can we create an interaction, or how can we communicate? Can we let the child communicate? Example, in a store, will it be able to use a VR, and will it require 2 students for the role playing? For example, if the kid is going into a store, can he be speaking with someone, a virtual person, and will he be able to answer his question?
Or communicate?
Yeah. Or the VR substitute for one student, or do we need another student to play this game? This is the first question. And how can we use the child imagination? Can we use it to create the environment? We want the environment. Yeah, the environment. We want him to be inside. So we thought that this can be possible in one way. If we give a list, for example, in the instructions, the consigne, we will write, you go to a supermarket, where is that? A toy store, a restaurant, so he has to choose which one he wants to go through. And when he's there, to be able to have the interaction with the substitute he will have a list of stuff he can buy in this store, for example, cars, dolls, etc. I don't know if it's clear for you. Was it clear?
Okay, to add to what she said, we have to add what she said, we have 2 major problems here. We're going to talk about, first of all, critical thinking or problem solving. I think a lot of you agree with me that when it comes to problem solving, a lot of students, they stop, they don't read the question, they just take the numbers in math or physics and they just apply it. And a lot of times it's wrong. So we said maybe this is a way to use AR to make it more to motivate students or make it more interactive. Another scenario we talked about, if there's a student that is a little bit shy, he has low self-esteem, we can use this to practice. For example, he has a presentation that day. You can notice some students on that particular day, they are very stressed, they're sad, they're shy, they may be sad that their students, maybe they will laugh at him. So we can use this one and make a virtual reality that he can practice at home with, let's say, we can put the picture of his mom and dad in that game, and they can sit there as an audience, and he will be so relieved and he can start talking and practice his presentations. So this is one way to do it, and another way is when you make a problem solving and they take the AR and use it, it can be in a fun way in a cartoon or animation. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wrap it. 20 seconds.
Thank you. I think that we don't have to put marks on the how they present it because that was a nice way. But the topic itself.
Cool, bravo. Thank you so much. Great. So the next group volunteers, group number 1.
I already mentioned our topic.
independently. They can do it on their own. We want them to be able to read and understand and come up with the operation of the strategy. So the main objective of what we're presenting is to have for our students to allow them to become more independent using AR and VR. So we suggested that we start by helping the students pose or create their own programs. That's a perfect tool, VR or AR, so in which they can just use pictures. With a barcode for a picture, they can just create an environment, like a problem in our classroom. Ahmad has five pencils, let's say. That's such a basic math. Yeah, and his mom gave him 5 more. Some students really have difficulties, especially grade 1, grade 2. So this way, they can create their own problem. Okay, they can see it, and they can share it with their friends. So also they mentioned that they can practice it at home. They can share it with their friends. They can do it at home, so it doesn't take a lot of time doing it in the classroom. That's a positive point. That's what we said. This would allow them to implement the teacher's long-term objectives, and they can also instruct their peers. They can share their problems. We can do it daily. We can do it after when they go home.
Without killing their creativity as well.
Yeah, we can use it only for the students. They have a problem doing problem solving. For others, as we said, we don't want to kill their imagination. That's case number 1.
What we said was that instead of, because I teach in primary, I know there's a lot of secondary here, that as they start going up through school, they can start to make their own activities. So they have like their iPads or tablets. They take the picture, upload it onto AR, and set a task for the other children using the numbers and pictures that they have. So they make up their own problems, and the children have to answer their questions using their tablet.
So, as an example, we have chosen an example so that you can understand more how we can use AR to aid teaching and learning. So, for example, consider you are the students. Put your hand up if you know what is a polyhedron. Put your hand up if you know what is a polyhedron. Now, obviously to teach polyhedron, what is a polyhedron, I've got a few choices now. Either I have to make a few, show, and I'm really rubbish at drawing 3D shapes, or I have to make in advance a lot of polyhedrons, bring into the classroom, show to students, or use AR to show different polyhedrons quickly, right? And because we wanted to include another subject, obviously, so we said, okay, an activity can be match the keywords, different polyhedron keywords, such as tetrahedron, octahedron, right, icosahedron, nonahedron, with the objects. Now again, the objects can be there, real objects, which obviously takes a lot of time. You make those different 3D shapes, and you ask students to match these keywords with these objects, right? Yeah, language skills as well, and these are math terminologies. Right, one, they can match them, and then use AR to check, really, if they put on the object, they should be able to see it is octahedron, it is octahedron.
1 minute.
Right, so, now to extend that, the next question is, okay, which of these will form, there are many polyhedrons, which will form the standard football, which can be truncated to corners and become a standard football. Now again, it's a lot of job if you want to teach that in 1 hour. But with AR, you can say the AR, okay, truncate octahedron. What does it form? Does it form a football? Okay, truncate a tetrahedron. Does it make a football? So they can explore quickly which of the polyhedron, there is only one out of many, which one will form a standard football. So I think this technology can be used.
The next group that, of course you guys, why are you liking that? Please, on the stage.
I'm worried about this. Only this group.
Good job, bro. Bravo. So, which don't worry.
Where is the list? Can I check?
Maybe once we voting here, whatever. Or it should be on.
Hi guys.
It's not that good.
Hello. Well, we stayed a very long time thinking about what to write, and we were about to take your topic, but at the end we decided that we will talk more in general about things that are different. So we are going to talk about using AR and VR to experience real life situations. And of course we chose this because it's a little bit like general and we can use it in different subjects. So we do not have to specify, or we cannot like limit ourselves to only one thing. We can just talk about different things at once. Our scenario is a student who has a problem and he does not really understand or he did not experience before a topic, okay? So we are talking about a specific topic in class, he doesn't know anything, he cannot relate to it, and we need to find a solution to that so that we can get to the child and let him understand what the objective of our topic is or lesson. And then we decided to talk about or to have VR and AR because they can help us reach our students and let them understand and experience different things. We talked about mingling math and English together. She will talk about English and we will talk about math.
For example, if you're explaining weather to students, different kinds of weather, a student in Qatar has never been exposed to snow inside Qatar. So he doesn't know how it feels to be there, how it feels to touch the snow or to be in white surroundings everywhere. Also, mountain, experience the mountain and the breeze of the mountain. So with VR and AR, we can take him there so that he can talk to people, he can see people, how they are feeling, what they are wearing, all kinds of things. Also, he was talking about currency, about using currency in math. They've never dealt with other than Qatari riyals, so they can deal also with other currencies if we take them to other situations.
And if we have codes, we can have codes, like, and when the child is like using that and he goes to that code, he will have like a problem that says he has to add like the different amounts in that currency, and then he has to find the sum or the difference. And we will have this plus English at the same time.
Also costumes, cultures, if you're explaining geography about other countries, you can just take them there and they will feel, they would experience real life.
Also, if you are explaining about math in grade 6, they have a difficulty in imagination, 3D shapes like rectangular pyramids or square pyramids. I face so many problems with them, they cannot imagine the pyramid itself, how many faces and how I can build it. Okay, so I have to cut it into 2 parts, okay, to know how many faces I have and how to find the total area of the pyramid and the surface area of the pyramid itself. So they have to go inside the VR to see the pyramid, how I can build it, and how I can to make it parts, to find each part area and sum all of it together to find the total area or the surface area of it. Also for cuboid and the 3D shapes, other 3D shapes, like to find the
He's waiting.
Guys, he's the guy who tells me about the time, sorry. Thank you. Sorry?
I was saying, let me see what you wrote.
Don't worry about it. You cannot read my language. Don't.
Oh, was it English?
No, it wasn't English. Not
He speaks.
Thank you so much.
So guys, last one, you have 5 minutes.
Go on stage. Okay. I'll start by saying with the last one here. Allah the Arabs will say, "Khitabuhu misk." Basically, we hope they save the best for last. So basically, our app we're going to come up with is exploring the world around us through technology and time. And what do we mean by time? One of the things our augmented reality or virtual reality is going to do is that we're going to deal with the present. True virtual reality, the world around them. We're going to take them to the future, to the past, and then back to the future again. Sorry for the pun there. So what the objective of our thing was to make an AR, augmented reality, that shows the diversity of our table. Because I'm an English language teacher, we have a French teacher, chemistry teacher, physics teacher. And reality, this is the reality of life, the diversity of life, the diversity of this particular room. So we're going to be dealing with every single subject in our app. And this will add value to the subject, that they could visualize the subject, they could interact with it. Because one problem people have with technology and learning is that children become socially awkward. We want to create an app that doesn't make them socially awkward, but they could interact with the world around them. And also how these different subjects, how they relate to each other. Because you cannot study science properly unless you know mathematics. You cannot study physics unless you have English, especially in our particular context. That the biggest problem we have with all these subjects is that we are in an EFL environment. English is a foreign language. It's not English as a second language, but as a foreign language. So our app, hopefully, will integrate all of these different subjects together. So she's going to explain a bit more to you about it, but what we're going to do basically, we're going to explore the world around us by going to a particular location. Once you get to that particular location, it might be also a period in time. The Big Bang, for example. And once you deal with the Big Bang, you deal with millions of years ago, you're going to be dealing with different subjects. Physics. You're going to be dealing with chemistry. You're going to be dealing with history. You're going to be dealing with languages. You're going to be dealing with social studies. You're going to be dealing with civilization. You're going to be dealing with so many different subjects. So it's going to incorporate everything in one. Because a proper curriculum should be cross-curricular. So you cannot teach a particular subject by itself. So I'm going to hand over to my co-partner here. We have the three musketeers here, but I'll hand over to her.
So good day, everyone. I'm just going to explain how can we integrate this AR/VR technology in the different subjects. So for example, if we're going to start from the millions of years ago, the start of the universe, the student is able to be in space, witnessing the Big Bang theory through VR, then the creation of planets, the solar system, the land features through the plate tectonics. They are able to visualize the creation of the continents, the countries on the surface of the earth. They are able to visit these countries to, for example, interact with the civilization, language, for discoveries. So they are going to travel through time, and they are going to travel all around the world. They will be involved in social studies, for example, when they interact with the history inside every single country. And this can be through VR and AR as well, if you can use the history books, or you can just implement students inside visuals with some kinds of characters from history. In science as well, they can be involved in any discoveries, scientific discoveries, medicine, inventions. So it will make all subjects closer and all topics closer to students.
Yeah. So yeah, inventions. So we're starting from the first sciences. So and then we go through time. She said everything.
So finger crossed. Sorry, it's all this group, guys. Thank you so much. So the judgment, you guys will judge. May I have the attention, please? You guys will judge. But round of applause. So now, each group, because a lot of information, lovely, you are all expert in AR, VR now. Proud of you guys, you can be our ambassador now. So each group, say 3 keywords you want the other group to remember. 3 keywords. Think one minute. Might decide you want to know. 3 keywords. Keywords of your conclusion. 3.
Global.
So guys, now group number 1, 3 keywords.
Yeah. Creativity, exploration, innovation.
Okay.
Could we please have a little bit louder?
So, creativity, exploration, innovation.
Good. Number 2.
Innovation. Yeah. Abstract, creativity, global.
Global. Okay. 3.
You're a powerful team.
Critical thinking.
I'm
Would you please say loudly? They did not hear. Loudly. 3 keywords.
Experience. Critical thinking. Problem solving.
Problem solving. Okay. Bro. 5. Bravo. Group number 4. Interact, explore. So guys, thank you. We are all one, so the aim was to make you expert in AR, VR and make you just our ambassador. We didn't restrict the game, Omnia, we did not give you a playground, so you use your own imagination. If you tell the exact thing, it goes technical, everybody will complain, computer science, blah, blah, blah. So we say, just make you talk, interact with each other. I'm sure tomorrow you are going to remember the session. What's AR, what's VR? You are going to be expert. Whatever you are going to explain to. Now, for a round of applause, let's measure group number 1. Wait, not you. Please, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, group number 2. Okay, group number 3. Group number 4. You have a competition. Group number 5. Group number 5.
Okay, we're going to clap again. Group number 5.
Group number 5.
We have a winner.
So guys, we have a winner. It's going to be announced during the closing ceremony. You are going to get the prize with your certificates.
They are funny.
So just make you suffer a bit during the lunch, no worries. Thank you very much for having here, guys. We are RX teams, we'll tell you.
I know.
At the closing ceremony.
Stick around, you get to know it.
Yeah, guys. So about us, we are RX, Amazing Reality Experience. We are located in QSTP QF. We do AR and VR. It's an amazing place. So very welcome you, you're a student or a school, to visit us and have a tour. You are most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Sure. We'll share you with the contact number. So, anybody just want to see the kids? Yes.
Reach us on our time.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's my contribution.
So thank you so much, guys.
These people are pretty much
We'll have a meeting, we'll discuss how we're getting a system, the best understanding. My understanding is what we realize our customer wants from us. That is easy for us to transform. We can educate you how to understand. Later on, it's so we are the ones who can work in a very good approach. That's what we do. That's why we do a customized so that it's for you. Some of this, the history,
So this kind of, but this, and you can see
right now, we're just content but when you come down by one grade, then you can say, let's say kindergarten, or let's say based on that feedback, we will decide